Right, when the ball's spinning, you have to play in a certain way. Either you go back deep into your crease, or you use your feet, or you start sweeping or reverse sweeping. But what we saw yesterday was a lot of using your feet down the track. And I've got Chris Harris here with me to show me how he was going to dance down the track. Chris, I think you've pulled up something on Kane and Abdullah first. Let's have a look at that first, and we'll come back to how we can do it. What do you make of this?
Well, you can see both of them for a start make a great first step and get in a great position. But you can see on this freeze frame where Kane Williamson is in a wonderful position and he's got a lovely high front elbow looking to hit the ball straight. And you can see with Shafiq, he's come down, got in a good position as well, but then his leading elbow, rather than being nice and high and looking to hit straight, I think because he got a little bit close to the ball, you can see his head goes over a wee bit, his elbow goes to the left, which means he has to drag it and get in a bad position, can't get the elevation, and as we know, unfortunately got caught at mid-on. Good from New Zealand's point of view, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you're saying is obviously cover the line of the ball or come down in line of the ball and get to the pitch, but you still got to execute the shot, and we saw with Kane, perfect high elbow and hitting through the line of the ball.
Absolutely. On a wicket, particularly that's turning on the fifth day, it's so important when you come down, you've got to try and get close to the pitch of the ball. For two reasons. One, if you're right there, you can play an aggressive shot, and if you're not, you can cover up with your bat and your pad, so they obviously can't get you through your defensive.
Now, we saw with Imam as well, we saw him lose his wicket to using his feet in the first innings. He did play one extravagant cover drive out of the rough when he quite didn't make it, but then he made a good adjustment after that.
Yeah, this is a great picture where he's come down the wicket and he hasn't got to the line of the ball, and you can see the ball pitching in the rough, and he ends up playing a wonderful shot and hitting it for four, but it was full of risk, and he actually, in the end, he looks to the heavens because he thought that was a high-risk shot. I've got to try and correct that. He's come down, he's got nowhere near the ball, and he's played his hands away, and if variation of bounce out of the rough could have beaten him over the bat, under the bat, you just can't trust the bounce.
So what he's done, obviously, you're saying after that, when he does come down the wicket, then he's sort of made the adjustment in covering the line of the ball. And when he's not quite there, he still has that defensive, really good option as well.
Absolutely. He made the adjustment shortly after where he came down the wicket, got to the pitch of the ball and played a lovely cover drive, which a little bit is full with risk against Ajaz Patel who's coming back. So if you are going to play that shot, you've got to get right to the pitch of the ball. But he also uses it as a defensive frame of mind as well. We saw him do it to Ish Sodhi, where he's worried about these men in close catching and that rough area. So he's now coming down, not necessarily to attack, but he's coming down to defend, get close to the ball so he can cover with his bat and his pad.
Perfect. So if you want to use your feet and get down to the pitch of the ball, make sure you've got your dancing shoes on and don't get stuck in between.